Well, it's that time of the week. It's Friday, and that means we're joined by Trish Rout from Southwest Florida Crime Stoppers for Fugitive Friday. Trish, welcome back.
Welcome back. Thank you. We got 4 new guys for you, and between them, more than 80 arrests.
Wow. Well, good thing you can get paid for turning them in.
New definition of repeat offenders.
That's right.
And we're starting off that list this week with a convicted felon who's been doing some pretty shady things in our community for the last 3 decades. Epi Maldonado now finds himself back on the wrong side of the law with a new warrant for his arrest on charges of violating probation following an arrest for the possession of a controlled substance. Detectives were patrolling a high crime area when they spotted Maldonado in an area known for drug activity, driving a car with an invalid license plate. They immediately recognized him from previous criminal encounters and pulled him over for a traffic infraction. They soon discovered that he was driving dirty with both meth and drug paraphernalia in the car. He spent a month in lockup before being found guilty and placed on probation, which he violated last week. To date, this 45-year-old felon has racked up 15 previous bookings on 44 charges of burglary, fraud, battery, domestic violence, dealing in stolen property, and the sale and delivery of narcotics. In addition to his local jail time, he's also served 1 stint in prison on drug-related counts. Maldonado is 5'1", 130 pounds with multiple tattoos, including Manor Boy on his right arm, the phrase "by all means necessary" with the Puerto Rican flag on his chest, Hustler and Playa on his neck, and a teardrop on his face. He was last known to be staying in North Fort Myers and could be using the aliases of Epi Roland or Macho Maldonado in an attempt to avoid his next arrest. Next up is a Charlotte County man wanted for violating terms of his parole less than 1 year after his last release from prison. Detectives have been on the hunt for Justin Richardson since late June, when they say he fell off the radar and decided that a life on the run was more his lifestyle. Over the years, this 44-year-old offender has accumulated 40 previous arrests and 10 felony convictions between Charlotte and Sarasota counties on charges of weapons, theft, drugs, and so much more. His most recent residency in prison came after he was out on bond awaiting trial on a theft case when deputies were called to a shooting. When they arrived on scene, they found Richardson with a gunshot wound to his stomach, which he inadvertently did to himself while taking apart a 9mm gun. Come to find out, the gun he was dismantling was stolen. The totality of his bad decisions has kept Richardson in state custody for roughly 9 years, and now with this latest parole violation, he will very likely end right back in those familiar surroundings for an extended amount of time. Also on the run this week is a guy who continues to get behind the wheel drunk despite 3 previous convictions for DUI. We're hoping your tips will help us track down Giovanni Rubiano, who violated the conditions of his release from jail after his last DUI. Investigators say he tampered with his alcohol monitoring bracelet twice and has continued to imbibe in adult beverages despite a court's mandate to stay sober. Officers were monitoring traffic near a very busy intersection on Pine Island Road when they noticed the driver of a red Maserati not moving after a few minutes. When they approached his locked but running car, it took a bit to finally rouse Rubiano, who was slurring his words and couldn't stand without bracing himself against the sports car. In the passenger seat, they found an open bottle of Crown Royal, 2 empty Jim Beam apple shooters, as well as a 9mm Smith & Wesson. After miserably failing a field sobriety test, Rubiano was booked into the Lee County Jail and released the next day on certain conditions. One of those was equipping him with a bracelet that ensures that he didn't drink. However, Rubiano has made multiple attempts to dismantle the monitor and is now avoiding contact with the courts entirely. This 41-year-old offender has 4 priors locally, 3 of them being DUIs within the last 10 years. Rubiano is 5'8", 185 pounds, and was last known to be living in North Cape Coral. And coming in last place this week is a violent offender accused of assaulting and strangling a woman over an argument about something as minor as a cell phone. Christopher Smith has been on the run for the last 2 weeks after failing to show back up in court following his arrest for battery domestic violence. The victim said she was asleep in bed when Smith barged into the room and instigated a fight. He then straddled over the woman, and after a brief struggle, she managed to escape out of the house and into her car. Smith followed in close pursuit, ripped the handle off the car door, then repeatedly slammed the door on her legs. She said he then grabbed her around the neck, causing her to lose her ability to breathe. His awful actions landed him in jail for 4 weeks, after which he was released on $10,000 bond, ensuring his return back to court. But instead of complying, Smith has gone into hiding and is now a fugitive from the law. Smith has 20 previous arrests in Lee and Charlotte counties, coupled with 4 trips to prison on charges of grand theft, burglary, hit and run, dealing in stolen property, and trafficking heroin. He is 6'1", 220 pounds, and will celebrate his 38th birthday next Wednesday. And upon his arrest, Smith will be held without bond in the Lee County Jail. And as always, if you recognize any of the fugitives we featured here today, you're asked to call the Crime Stoppers hotline. That number is 1-800-780-TIPS. All callers will remain anonymous and will be eligible for a cash reward of up to $3,000. And you know, on the DUI with Giovanni Rubiano, I did a little bit of homework, and his arrest was in Cape Coral. Since January 1st, Cape Coral PD has made 315 DUI arrests just in the city.
We've been reporting on them, and it's just incredible how it still is happening despite the consequences.
You know, get an old-fashioned designated driver, a ride share. There's no excuses.
Trish, thank you so much.
Thanks, Alex.